everybody, Josh and David here for another Whiskey Wednesday for Argonaut Wine and Liquor. Today we're joined by our friend Daryl from Edrington, owner of Wyoming Whiskey, and we're really excited. We are dropping a new barrel pick today. This one, we just tried off camera. It is delicious. I'm really excited to share this with all you guys. So, Daryl, if you want to just give us a little background on Wyoming and what you guys do, we'd love to hear about it.
Absolutely, yeah. So Wyoming Whiskey is a cool little brand. Edrington has a portfolio. I get a chance to drink stuff that a lot of people have heard of, things like the Macallan, Highland Park. I spent a lot of time with single malt Scotch whiskey. So to have this really cool small batch American bourbon that's produced up in Wyoming is really great to have in the portfolio. Wyoming Whiskey itself, we're about to celebrate a 10-year anniversary in just a couple of weeks. We're really excited about that. I can't make the party. I'm a little sad. But the whiskey itself is produced in a town called Kirby, population 92 people. If you've never heard of Kirby, Wyoming,
really,
that's okay. Most of the people in Wyoming haven't heard of Kirby, Wyoming either. So when we put Wyoming Whiskey on the label, we mean it through and through. All of our grains come from right down the street in Byron, Wyoming. All of our water from our own aquifer. All of our distillation, aging, bottling, all happens right there in Kirby, Wyoming. So our flagship product is the Wyoming Whiskey Small Batch Bourbon. It's a wheated bourbon, 20% wheat going on in there, 68% corn, 12% barley, no rye at all. And that's the juice that's actually making up this private stock here. So,
interesting.
We pull just a couple a year. We work with a woman named Nancy Fraley. For the whiskey nerds in the audience, they've probably heard of Nancy Fraley. She cracks open barrels with us, helps us put together our small batch, marries our barrels for us a couple times a year, and every once in a while we find a barrel that we just really want to showcase on its own, bring to life in full proof. So that's what we have here. This one's clocking 120?
120.6?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, 120.4 proof. Is there an age on these at all, generally?
So our standard small batch is 5 years, and that's actually this barrel itself is a 5-year-old bourbon as well.
Perfect. Well, and I told Josh I didn't remember picking this one. I feel like it's been a while since we picked it, but I can, after tasting it off camera, I can realize again why we picked it.
Oh yeah,
really, really different and special.
This is unique. I mean, This is something that's very unlike, some of the flavor profiles we've gotten in some of our other barrel picks and barrel program type deal. I mean, the nose is just, there's a ton going on there, but, we said first, a banana nut bread.
Yeah, peanut butter.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a savory kind of nutty thing that's going on in there. With being that wheated bourbon, the owners wanted to do something a little bit different up in Wyoming. It's the first licensed distillery in Wyoming. So it's not that big, spicy, oaky kind of Kentucky punch that you might be used to when it comes to bourbon. It falls a little more on the floral side or the softer drinking side. Even at 120 proof, it's not really pounding your palate.
And even you thought it was in the mid 100s,
right?
Not 120.
Yeah,
so.
I was genuinely surprised. And I will say, if I remember correctly, when we all sat around, we brought these samples in. I'm pretty sure this was the unanimous pick when we went around the table. Everyone was.
It was. I do remember that. And yeah, doesn't drink 120 proof at all. That goes down dangerously smooth. That's, as we say on Whiskey Wednesday fairly often, that's a porch pounder. Something you could, run through half, 3/4 of a bottle, not realize you've run through half or 3/4 of a bottle. Yeah. No hug at all, no astringency. Just super sweet, big flavors too. Really, really unique.
I always love the way Wyoming whiskey hits the palate in that it's not, it's not, like I said, a big chewy, oily, over-the-top palate. It's something that's a little more kind of I say ethereal. It kind of just dances on the palate a little bit, but it brings you all those flavors and it sticks around.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited about this barrel pick. It's, in our barrel program, obviously you get your barrels from the big Kentucky distilleries that everybody's really excited about. But what I really love that we get to do is bring really cool and fun whiskeys to people, in the barrel pick program. And this is one of those. This isn't necessarily the hugest name in the world, but
we're working on that.
Right. But the juice is awesome.
You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Right. And the juice here is really, really good, really, really unique. So this guy is getting put out as we speak at the store. And come on down. That one hopefully will not last long. I think this is a really great pick, something people are really going to enjoy. So we're really happy to bring it to you.
Comes in around 60?
Yeah, right around there. And then also, we wanted to just add a couple other things on here. So one of our favorite cocktail companies, On the Rocks, just came out with 2 line extensions. We've got the Espresso Martini and the Manhattan. So David and I are each going to try these, tell you a little bit about them. These guys are on sale, $11.99, and are an awesome value for a pint of a pre-made cocktail. Premium stuff, all from the Beam Suntory portfolio. And they make some really cool stuff.
Well, and it tells you what premium product is used in the bottle. So you know that it's Effen vodka, and I believe that's Knob Creek. Or no?
Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden. So,
Manhattan.
yeah. Why don't you go first, Josh?
Yeah, and a Manhattan is actually my drink of choice. This is the cocktail when I'm out at a bar I normally get. So, on the nose, it smells exactly like something you would get at a bar. Something a really good bartender mixologist has made for you. Yeah, and palate follows. Not super vermouth heavy. Definitely shows the whiskey in it, but still got a little bit of that sweetness, a little bit of that more savory note also that kind of blends a good Manhattan together. That for $11.99, that's 2-3 cocktails for the price of one at a bar. Less than one at a bar. Yeah, you can get a good Manhattan for $11. No way. Yeah.
So one thing I noticed about this one, I would think that it would be sweet to kind of mask the coffee flavor, but you get that bitter coffee on the nose, which I kind of like. That's perfectly balanced. That's a wonderful cocktail. Get a little bit of sweetness on the actual palate, but great job.
Yeah,
this is wonderful.
Espresso martinis are kind of all the rage right now. Those are a big deal in a lot of bars. So it's really cool. They came out with them. I think we have 1 or 2 others in our RTD set, but there aren't that many of them. So for good pre-made espresso martini, On the Rocks, great Manhattan. They've got an old fashioned, a margarita, pineapple jalapeno margarita. They've got a bunch of really, really good things in that portfolio. And then finally, our drawing. So we still haven't gotten our allocation yet. So this is still stuff from last year, stuff that we had left over. But we're going to draw a couple names, and David will draw for the Sazerac. I'll draw for the Handy. So if you want to go first.
These things are getting full. All right. So who I've picked for the Sazerac 18 is Jarrett Jokum. Jarrett Jokum. Hopefully I said that right. I've not been batting 100 on these name calls, but Jarrett, congratulations. We'll have this ready for you at the store in about 30 minutes.
Yep. So, and then for this guy, the Handy. All right. Looks like Aaron, and I'm going to butcher this last name, Palinxis, P-A-L-I-N-C-K-X. Aaron, you've won the opportunity to purchase this Handy. Once again, that'll be ready in about 30 minutes at the store. Daryl, thanks for coming on, sharing some good whiskey with us. Come on down, give him a shot. Cheers.
Cheers.